Think about the last time you flew internationally. If you're like most people, your heart rate probably spiked the exact second you walked through those sliding glass doors of the departure hall.
Absolutely. It's just an instant stress response for most of us.
Right. You've got the sprawling lines, the frantic fumbling through your bag for your passport, and, maybe you grab that overpriced, slightly stale sandwich just because you're trapped at the gate.
Yeah, and you eat it out of sheer boredom.
Exactly. I mean, for decades, the airport experience has been the definition of a necessary evil. It's what architects call a liminal space, a transitional nowhere zone where you don't actually want to be.
But you have to endure it to get to where you're going. Airports are traditionally designed to be survived, not enjoyed.
But what if an airport was actually the highlight of your vacation?
I mean, it sounds like a complete contradiction in terms, right? We are so conditioned to view travel logistics as this massive, high-stress diagnostic problem.
Like, how do we move millions of humans and their luggage across borders without the whole system collapsing?
Exactly. And the traditional cure for that problem has always been friction. Lines, checkpoints, physical barriers, double checks, just slowing people down.
Well, welcome to this deep dive. Today, we are dissecting a really fascinating stack of sources. We've got corporate KPIs, engineering white papers, travel vlogs, and tech releases.
And our mission here is to build the ultimate insider's guide for anyone traveling to Japan in 2026.
Yes, and the timing of this is incredibly critical because starting in November 2026, Japan is implementing a massive, massive change to its tax-free shopping system for inbound tourists.
Yeah, that rule change is really the catalyst for everything we are going to discuss today. Because historically, tourists in Japan receive their tax exemptions instantly, right at the cash register in the city.
Which was so convenient.
Super convenient. But the new 2026 system requires you to pay the tax up front, and then you have to claim your refund at the airport before you depart.
Which means suddenly, thousands of departing tourists are going to be queuing up for tax refunds all at once.
Right. And the official recommendation now is that you need to arrive at the airport 3 to 4 hours early just to process your paperwork.
3 to 4 hours. I mean, for most airports, an enforced 4-hour layover sounds like a hostage situation.
It really does.
But our mission today is to prove a fundamental paradigm shift. Because Haneda Airport, which is Tokyo's massive international destination in its own right.
It really has. We're going to show you why you'll actually legitimately want those extra 3 hours.
Yeah, we are going to explore how Haneda has completely re-engineered the psychology of the layover.
We'll examine the near future smart airport technology that basically eliminates the friction of travel.
Plus the profound healing environments built directly into the terminals. And a culinary landscape that features both high-end gourmet dining and some truly mind-bending viral vending machines.
It's going to be a fun one.
So let's unpack this. Imagine you, the listener, you've just arrived at Haneda. You're bracing yourself for the logistical nightmare of check-in, baggage drop, and security.
You're clutching a folder of documents, sweating a little bit.
Right. But instead of a bottleneck, you encounter something called Face Express. And this is where the friction simply vanishes.
Yeah, Face Express is a literal masterclass in biometric infrastructure.
Yeah.
It was developed in partnership with Panasonic. And to understand why it's so revolutionary, we really have to look at the workflow.
Walk us through it.
So, when you arrive, you approach a self-service kiosk. You scan your IC passport.
Real quick, IC passport, that's the one with the chip.
Exactly, the tiny integrated circuit chip inside that holds your biometric data. So you scan that, and then you let the kiosk camera scan your face.
It's a quick photo.
Yeah, just a 5-second interaction. And from that moment, your physical face becomes your boarding pass.
So wait, I don't need a paper ticket or a QR code on my phone anymore, like nothing in my hand.
None of it. You walk up to the automated baggage drop, the camera recognizes you and the door is open. Then you walk up to the security checkpoint, the camera sees you, and you just glide right through. You even use it to board the aircraft at the gate. Your hands are completely empty the entire time.
Okay, I have to stop you there because this is where my anxiety completely kicks in.
I know what you're gonna ask.
What if my passport photo is 10 years old? I mean, my current passport photo looks like a completely different person who hasn't slept in a decade.
Right, yeah.
Or what if I'm wearing heavy glasses today, or I changed my hairstyle? How secure is this, really? Because it sounds like a system that could easily get confused and just lock me out.
So that is the exact engineering hurdle Panasonic had to clear. And it's why this specific facial recognition engine is considered top tier globally.
Okay.
The system isn't just taking a flat 2D photograph and playing a game of visual memory. It is actually mapping the unchangeable geometric topography of your face.
Geometric topography. Explain that to me. What does that actually mean in this context?
Think of your face like a landscape. The algorithm uses structured light to map the depth of your eye sockets, the exact distance between your cheekbones, the underlying skeletal structure of your jawline.
So it's looking at the bones, essentially.
Yeah, these are notable points. The software isolates your fundamental bone structure from the superficial soft tissue on top of it.
It's literally looking past the surface. That is wild.
Precisely. And it is explicitly designed to distinguish up to 10 years of aging.
Really? 10 years?
Yep. Whether you've gained or lost weight, whether you're wearing heavy cosmetics, have new wrinkles, or put on a different pair of glasses, the underlying geometry remains exactly the same.
Okay, but what about identical twins? Or what if someone has had major reconstructive surgery?
Great questions. Identical twins are actually the classic stress test for biometrics.
I can imagine.
But while they share DNA, their physical microexpressions and slight developmental asymmetries in bone structure are unique.
Oh, so they aren't actually perfectly identical to a computer.
Exactly. The high-resolution sensors at Haneda are sensitive enough to detect those micromillimeter differences.
That is insane.
And as for major reconstructive surgery that alters bone structure, well, that would require a new passport update anyway, just as it would for human border agents.
True. The human guard wouldn't recognize you either.
Right. The point is, for the vast majority of travelers, it completely removes the physical burden of travel.
That makes a lot of sense. And it's not just departures taking advantage of this tech. Our sources detail a pilot program in Terminal 2 that is becoming fully integrated for 2026 regarding customs and immigration.
This is a huge time saver. Historically, entering a country meant waiting in two distinct lines.
This is the dreaded double wait.
Yeah. First, immigration to prove your identity and visa status to border control. Then, after finally getting your bags, you'd wait in a second line for customs to declare what goods you were bringing into the country.
Which is literally the definition of inefficiency. You're verifying who you are twice.
Exactly. It's a massive duplication of identity verification. But the integrated kiosk solves this by combining both agencies into a single digital interface.
So how does that work when you land?
You scan your IC passport, take your facial photo, and input your digital customs declaration all at once at the same machine.
Now, there's a very specific instruction in the sources for this. You absolutely must take off your mask and your sunglasses when you use these kiosks.
Yes, which makes sense based on what we just discussed about mapping the facial topography.
Right, it needs to see the cheekbones. And once the kiosk takes that photo and matches it to the encrypted data on your passport's chip, your face is temporarily registered in the local terminal system.
And the practical application of this for you, the traveler, is the gift of time.
The ultimate luxury.
After you finish at the kiosk, you simply walk toward an electronic gate. The camera recognizes your topography, the glass doors slide open, and you just breeze through.
While everyone else is stuck.
Yet while the majority of passengers are still queuing up out of sheer habit or fumbling with paper forms, registered passengers are bypassing the crowds entirely.
Okay, so Face Express and these automated gates have essentially bought you a ton of time. You're through security in 10 minutes. You have 3 hours until your flight. But Haneda is a massive, sprawling complex. How do you navigate it? Because walking from Terminal 3 to the various annexes can feel like a literal marathon.
Well, you don't just walk. In Haneda, you glide.
I love that.
This is a vital part of their strategy to become a smart airport. They aren't just deploying technology to speed up security. They are addressing universal accessibility.
Yeah, I saw that in the research. Haneda consistently ranks as the world's best airport for passengers with reduced mobility.
And a huge part of that ranking comes from their deployment of autonomous mobility solutions. The sources specifically highlight the Will autonomous wheelchairs.
Tell me how these work, because honestly, the concept of a self-driving wheelchair in a crowded airport sounds like a liability nightmare.
It sounds totally chaotic on paper, but it's incredibly elegant in practice. Imagine a passenger who has difficulty walking long distances.
Like an elderly grandparent, or maybe someone recovering from a ski injury.
Exactly. Traditionally, they would have to request a human escort, wait for that staff member to arrive with a manual chair, and then be pushed through the terminal.
Which strips the traveler of their independence. You're totally at the mercy of someone else's schedule.
Exactly. The wheelchairs restore that autonomy. A passenger simply sits in one of these sleek motorized chairs at a designated station.
And then what? Do they have a joystick?
No, they use a touchscreen interface on the armrest to select their boarding gate.
Wow.
Once confirmed, the chair safely navigates them through the terminal completely unescorted.
Okay, but how does it not run over a toddler who suddenly darts across the concourse? People at airports are so unpredictable.
That's the magic of it. It uses a combination of LiDAR, which stands for light detection and ranging and visual sensors.
Okay, LiDAR, like what self-driving cars use.
Exactly like that. LiDAR works by bouncing safe laser pulses off the surrounding environment millions of times a second, painting a real-time 3D point cloud of the terminal.
Wow, so it sees everything in 3D.
It knows exactly where the walls are, where the moving luggage carts are, and where unpredictable pedestrians are. If someone steps in front of it, the chair stops instantly and smoothly.
That is brilliant.
And the best part, once it delivers the passenger to their gate, it automatically turns around and drives itself back to the docking station for the next person.
It just goes home. That gives people their dignity back. They are entirely in control of their own journey.
It really does.
And it's not just single passenger chairs. The sources also detail something called the I Know mobility carts.
Yeah, the I Know vehicles are multi-passenger self-driving mobility devices. They operate on a similar autonomous principle, but serve small groups or families.
So they're a bit bigger.
Right, and they travel at a very gentle human walking speed.
You know what caught my eye about the I Know carts? Their design.
Oh, the wood finish.
Yes. When we think of autonomous vehicles, we usually picture sleek, cold, sterile metal, like a spaceship.
Right, very sci-fi.
But the I Know has a warm wooden exterior. It looks like high-tech furniture designed...
Lowering the intimidation factor.
Okay, lowering the intimidation factor, because people are scared of robots.
Exactly. By using wood and natural curves, they bridge the gap between intimidating artificial intelligence and human-centric service.
Yeah.
It just feels approachable.
And while all these vehicles are moving around, there is a larger system overseeing the entire terminal, right? The predictive flow AI.
Yes.
What exactly is this unseen conductor doing?
Haneda's predictive flow AI is monitoring congestion in real time. Because to manage an airport effectively, you can't just react to a crowded security line. You have to prevent the line from forming in the first place.
You have to be proactive.
Exactly. The system analyzes data from thousands of anonymized sensors.
What kind of sensors?
We're talking thermal cameras and structural Wi-Fi ping triangulation that tracks the density of foot traffic without actually identifying individuals.
So it generates a live heat map of the airport. It knows where the blobs of people are?
Exactly. And because it's powered by machine learning, it can predict where a bottleneck is going to form 20 minutes before it happens.
Wait, it predicts it before the crowd even forms?
Yeah. So if a cluster of flights lands simultaneously, the AI predicts the surge at customs and dynamically reassigns human staff to open new lanes before the pressure even builds.
That is incredible. And while the AI is managing the flow of humans, it's also managing an entire fleet of robots.
So the cleaning and security bots.
Right. The sources mention autonomous security robots like the Kokobo, which patrol the halls with multiple camera arrays, and highly advanced cleaning units that sanitize surfaces and collect trash overnight.
This robotic workforce operates in tandem with human staff and is a major reason why Haneda consistently maintains its status as the world's cleanest airport.
I mean, it really is famously clean. So, okay, you've moved through security effortlessly. An autonomous wooden cart has brought you to your concourse.
You're relaxed.
You're completely relaxed, and you have time to kill before your tax-free refund appointment. Which brings us to a really profound point in our research. The technology at Haneda isn't just invisible infrastructure working in the background. It has actually become an interactive attraction in itself, especially when it's time to eat.
Yes, this is where we see Haneda really gamifying its technological prowess.
Gamifying it, how?
Well, if you take the Tokyo monorail or the Keikyu line, just one single stop away from Terminal 3, you arrive at Tenkubashi Station.
Okay.
And that is the gateway to Haneda Innovation City, or He-City.
He-City is this massive 5.9 hectare complex. It's essentially a proving ground for Japan's next industrial revolution.
It's huge, and right in the middle of it is a place called Ascape.
Yes, Ascape. This is operated by Kawasaki Heavy Industries, which is one of Japan's major engineering corporations.
And it is a fully robotic cafe. And when we say fully robotic, we mean there are 0 human chefs or waiters in the front of the house or the kitchen.
None at all. You walk in and the space is really striking. High ceilings, soothing background music, minimalist white tables.
Very modern.
You sit down, scan a QR code, and order your meal via your smartphone. You might order a rich beef curry, a pasta dish, or a seasonal soup set. And then the robots go to work.
It's fascinating to watch. Behind the glass, you can see 3 specialized industrial cooking robots coordinate.
And they don't look like humans, right?
No, they don't look like humanoids at all. They look like precision manufacturing arms, like what you'd see in a car factory.
Wow.
One is tasked strictly with boiling water and managing temperatures. Another heats the staple foods and proteins. And the third handles delicate tasks like plating salads and arranging the cutlery on the tray.
The coordination is like a mechanical ballet. And when your food is finally ready to be served, it is brought to your table by Gnocchi.
Ah, Gnocchi, the catering robot.
I love Gnocchi.
It represents another really fascinating leap in human-machine interaction.
I love the detail on Gnocchi. Instead of just being a rolling tray on wheels, Gnocchi actually has a distinct head with big, highly expressive digital eyes.
Yes, the eyes are key.
It rolls up to your table and uses a long, articulated arm to expertly pick up your tray and gently place it in front of you. It's a machine, obviously, but the sources emphasize how attentive it feels.
Right, and those expressive eyes trigger pareidolia.
Pareidolia.
Yeah, the human tendency to see faces and assign emotion to objects. It makes the transaction feel surprisingly warm and less clinical.
That makes total sense.
But we have to look deeper at why Kawasaki Heavy Industries built this. They didn't construct Ascape just to create a fun theme park gimmick for tourists with a layover.
Right. There is a much heavier socioeconomic reality behind this cafe.
Japan is currently facing a severe critical labor shortage. This is due to its super aging population and declining birth rate.
It's a huge issue there right now.
The service industry in particular is struggling to find workers. They simply do not have the human capital to staff every restaurant, hotel, and convenience store. So Ace Escape is essentially a living laboratory.
And they placed it at Haneda because an airport environment provides a high volume of diverse international users.
Exactly. It's the ultimate stress test for this technology.
It's an active demonstration experiment to test and refine robotic programming as a direct solution to a demographic crisis.
They are gathering user data every single day to figure out how machines can autonomously sustain the hospitality industry over the next few decades.
Which brings up a genuinely funny paradox from our research.
Oh, the weekend crowds.
Yes. Despite being an absolute marvel of modern technology and a literal blueprint for the survival of the Japanese service sector, the sources note that the restaurant is surprisingly empty on weekend nights.
It is quite the irony.
You'd think a robotic restaurant would have a line out the door 24/7.
You really would. But because Hesedi has such a strong business and research focus, the local weekend crowd just thins out.
And perhaps when locals go out for a Saturday night dinner, they still crave that chaotic human-to-human energy of an izakaya.
Yeah, people still want human connection on a Saturday night. But for a traveler looking for a hyper-futuristic, peaceful meal without a wait, an empty robot cafe is an absolute dream scenario.
It perfectly illustrates the tension in modern Japan. They're pushing the bleeding edge of the future out of necessity, yet there is still a deep yearning for the human element.
Which provides a really seamless transition into the next layer of the Haneda experience.
Right, because the most fascinating paradox of Japan is how it balances that hyper-efficient robotic future with a profound, almost sacred reverence for the past.
The contrast is amazing.
It really is. You can literally be served a plate of beef curry by a robotic arm, walk a few minutes, take an escalator up, and step straight into the 17th century.
We are talking about Edo Koji, located on the 4th floor of Terminal 3.
Let's set the scene for the listener here. You're in an international airport. You've got the sleek glass, the steel beams, the glowing flight information boards everywhere.
Very modern, very sterile.
You step onto the escalator. And as you rise to the 4th floor, the lighting dramatically shifts.
The harsh fluorescent glare is just gone.
It's warmer, softer. You step off, and you are standing in a beautifully recreated Edo period streetscape. We're talking authentic wooden storefronts, rich vermilion pillars, and the ambient flickering glow of traditional paper lanterns.
And the attention to detail is architectural, not theatrical.
What do you mean by that?
They use traditional building techniques for the roof tiles and the facades. It's not plaster painted to look like wood. To understand the cultural significance of this space, we have to define Edo.
Right, for those who might not know.
Edo is the former name of Tokyo. It specifically refers to the period between 1603 and 1867, when the Tokugawa shogunate ruled.
When Japan was closed off.
Exactly. Japan was closed to the outside world, and actual samurai walked the streets.
So why build this inside an airport? It seems like a massive undertaking just for decoration.
Think about the inbound tourist. Their time in Japan is often really limited. They might spend their entire trip in modern neon-soaked neighborhoods like Shinjuku or Shibuya.
True, doing the futuristic city stuff.
So Edo Koji allows travelers to immerse themselves in the rich, historical atmosphere of samurai-era Tokyo right at the boundary of their journey.
Ah, I see.
If they just arrived, it's a visceral, immediate introduction to traditional Japanese aesthetics. If they're leaving, it's a final, nostalgic embrace of the culture.
The Instagram potential alone is off the chart.
Oh, it's a photographer's dream.
But the centerpiece of this entire area, the thing that really makes you stop and stare, is the Haneda Nihonbashi Bridge.
Yes, the original Nihonbashi Bridge in central Tokyo was constructed in the 17th century. It was the kilometer zero of Japan.
Kilometer zero.
Yeah, the literal starting point of the 5 major highways leading out of the capital to the rest of the country. All distances were measured from that bridge.
Wow, so placing a replica of the ultimate starting point inside an international departure terminal is a massive piece of poetic symbolism.
It is brilliant spatial storytelling. And they really didn't cut corners. This isn't a plastic prop or a fiberglass facade.
Right, it's real wood.
It's a half-scale, structurally sound replica constructed entirely from real Yoshino cypress wood.
The craftsmanship is genuine. You can actually smell the faint, earthy scent of the cypress wood as you walk across it.
It's a full sensory experience.
And adorning the walls right next to the bridge is a stunning, massive replica of the Edo folding screen, sourced directly from the National Museum of Japanese History. It depicts the daily lives, the festivals, and the vibrant, chaotic energy of the merchants and artisans who lived in Edo hundreds of years ago.
Now, consider the juxtaposition you experience in that exact moment.
You are standing on a wooden bridge, built with 17th century joinery techniques, looking at a mural of samurai.
Right.
But if you turn your head to the left and look out the massive glass windows, you see a Boeing 787 Dreamliner taxiing on the tarmac.
It is such a specific, jarring, and wonderful contrast. It is the physical embodiment of modern Japan's dual identity.
The old and the new, right next to each other.
Exactly. However, time traveling from the 17th century to the 22nd century and exploring these massive terminals for hours builds up a significant amount of physical fatigue.
Absolutely. Historically, long layovers drain your life force.
They really do.
Think about your typical experience. You're sitting in a rigid, uncomfortable chair, trying to guard your carry-on bags, slowly dehydrating in the recycled air, just waiting for the clock to tick down.
It's miserable. But Haneda has fundamentally rejected that model.
How so?
They have integrated world-class restorative spaces designed to literally cure your jet lag before you even leave the airport property.
This leans into that emerging travel trend known as the glocation, right?
Yes, glocations. Vacations are transit experiences that prioritize physical wellness and restoration over frantic sightseeing.
And the undisputed crown jewel of Haneda's wellness initiative is Izumi Tenku no Yu.
The Rooftop Onsen.
Exactly. This is located on the 12th floor of the Haneda Airport Garden Complex, which is directly connected to Terminal 3.
And we need to be very clear here. This isn't just a chlorinated hot tub in a generic airport hotel.
No. This is a 24-hour, authentic, natural hot spring.
And the engineering logistics required to achieve this are absolutely staggering.
I was reading about this. To create an authentic onsen experience at an airport, they couldn't just heat up municipal tap water.
No, they actually drilled down 1.5 kilometers beneath the airport to tap into an ancient aquifer.
Wait. How do you drill a mile straight down beneath an active international airport without the vibrations completely disrupting sensitive radar equipment or runway operations?
It requires highly advanced sonic drilling and specialized casing techniques to isolate the vibration.
That is a massive engineering feat.
It is, but the result is that they pump actual mineral-rich volcanic saline water directly to the roof.
A mile of plumbing just to bring volcanic water to tired travelers. I love that.
The effort is worth it because the mineral content of that specific water is highly therapeutic.
What does it actually do?
The high salinity and heat are proven to ease muscle tension, improve blood circulation, and reduce inflammation.
Which is exactly what you need.
It is quite literally the exact physiological antidote your body needs after being compressed into an economy airline seat for 14 hours.
And the facility itself is massive. It spans over 2,400 square meters.
It's huge. And what does it cost?
It costs 4,800 yen for non-hotel guests, which is roughly 30 to 35 US dollars, depending on the exchange rate.
as steel.
And that entry fee includes everything you need. You get face towels, plush bath towels, and comfortable traditional loungewear to wear in the relaxation rooms afterward.
The visual and sensory experience is just as restorative as the water itself.
Let's paint that picture for the listener. They have open-air outdoor baths. You can strip down, submerge yourself in steaming, therapeutic volcanic water on the roof of a building, and watch international jets roar into the sky right in front of you.
It's surreal.
And if the weather is crisp and clear, you have a direct...
Fundamentally alters the biochemistry of your travel stress.
You have the chill of the ocean air from Tokyo Bay, the intense heat of the volcanic water, the deep rumble of the jet engines, and the serene permanence of Mount Fuji.
It doesn't get better than that.
But let's say you don't want to do the full undressing, full body soak. Maybe you're short on time, or you just aren't comfortable with public bathing, which is totally fair.
Right. There is another incredible wellness option back over at Haneda Innovation City.
The Ashiyu Sky Deck.
Ashiyu translates to foot bath. This is a completely free facility open from 5:30 in the morning until 11:30 at night.
Completely free.
Totally free. You just roll up your pant legs, sit on the beautiful wooden decking, and submerge your tired feet in warm, soothing water.
And again, the view is spectacular. You are looking right out over the Haneda runways.
It's highly accessible wellness, but it becomes something entirely different and culturally fascinating as the sun goes down.
This was the highlight of the research for me, the Haneda Nighttown events.
Yeah.
Imagine sitting at this foot bath at night. The airport runway lights are glittering in the distance like a sea of blue and white jewels. But the deck itself is completely transformed. They blend traditional Japanese paper lanterns with hyper-modern, cyberpunk, neon lighting installations.
It's a visual representation of Tokyo's neon-drenched nightlife meeting its historical roots.
And while you're soaking your feet in the glowing neon light, they have DJs spinning Japanese city pop.
I love city pop.
For those who might not know, city pop is a specific genre of 1980s Japanese synth pop and funk. It was born during Japan's economic bubble and has this incredibly smooth, nostalgic, neon-lit vibe that has seen a massive global resurgence on the internet lately.
It's the perfect soundtrack for that view.
So you'd have city pop playing, anime and video game soundtracks, live period drama performances happening on the deck, and even traditional lion dances.
It is a surreal, pop culture-infused relaxation party on a roof next to an airport runway.
It is brilliant event design.
It really is. It caters perfectly to the modern tourist's desire for experiences that are both deeply localized and highly shareable. It turns waiting into an event.
But of course, soaking in hot springs and listening to city pop naturally works up an appetite.
Which brings us to the culinary landscape. Just as Haneda has redefined the waiting area and the security line, they have completely shattered the stereotype of airport food.
We all know the stereotype, the soggy sandwich wrapped in cellophane that somehow costs $12.
Or the lukewarm pizza sitting under a heat lamp for hours.
Right. Airport food is usually terrible because of captive audience economics. You have nowhere else to go, so they don't have to try hard.
Exactly. But Haneda flips that entirely. It is a legitimate culinary destination.
Food at Haneda is curated like an exhibition of Japanese gastronomy.
If we look back at Terminal 3's Itokoji, the restaurants lining those wooden streets are legendary.
Yeah, these aren't generic, watered-down airport brands. These are actual outposts of highly respected culinary institutions from across Tokyo.
Let's name drop a few of the heavy hitters.
You have Surutan. If you look at any travel vlog of Haneda, people are completely obsessed with this place.
Oh, the udon place.
Yes, they are famous for serving artisanal udon noodles in these wildly oversized, massive ceramic bowls. The presentation is so theatrical, the broth is incredibly deep, and the noodles are perfectly chewy.
And then you have Setagaya.
Tell me about Setagaya.
Setagaya specializes in ramen, specifically a rich, complex soy sauce-based broth that is infused with dried fresh.
Wow.
Ramen is a highly, highly competitive art form in Tokyo, with thousands of shops fighting for supremacy. To have a shop of Setagaya's caliber inside the terminal means you don't have to compromise on quality for your final meal in Japan.
That's amazing. And for sushi, there's Ariso Sushi serving incredibly fresh cuts right from the local markets.
But it's not just Terminal 3. Terminal 2, which handles a lot of domestic flights but is increasingly mixed use, has some incredible spots as well.
Yeah, the Airport Grill and Bar in Terminal 2 is a prime example of elevating a simple concept.
This place sounds like heaven for meat lovers.
It really does. You sit in a dining room with massive panoramic windows, watching planes take off and land right in front of you. all while devouring a sizzling Japanese black Wagyu hamburger steak alongside a black Angus sirloin. Wagyu beef, right there at your gate.
Unbelievable. And if you have a family, there's a restaurant called Hayakuzen that serves these incredibly adorable kids' meals presented on plates shaped like commercial airplanes.
They've really thought of every demographic.
They really have. High-end gourmet dining is completely covered.
Yep.
But what truly captures the imagination of visitors, and what has become a massive viral trend online, is their approach to automated retail.
The vending machines.
Yes. We all know Japan is the undisputed vending machine capital of the world.
You can find hot coffee and cold green tea on literally every street corner.
But Haneda takes the concept to an entirely different dimension.
The variety is staggering, and what's interesting is how it caters to extremely specific niche interests. Let's catalog some of these because they are just bizarre and wonderful.
Let's do it.
First, for the hardcore aviation geeks, there's a vending machine that sells frozen airplane food.
It sounds absurd at first. Why would you buy airplane food on the ground?
Right.
But people are so nostalgic for the experience of flying, or so fascinated by the logistics of in-flight catering, that they will buy frozen meals specifically designed by airline chefs to be eaten at 35,000 feet, take them home, and eat them in their living rooms.
It's wild. Then you have a machine selling Haneda-branded instant ramen packages of dry noodles and soup designed exclusively for the airport.
Nice.
Next to that, a machine dispensing frozen fruit mochi. These are bouncy, chewy rice cakes filled with frozen raspberry, blueberry, and pineapple.
But the true technological marvel of the vending machine world at Haneda is the hot ramen machine.
Yes, you press a button, and the machine doesn't just drop a plastic cup of dry noodles that you have to add hot water to later.
No, it actually contains complex internal robotics that prepare a steaming, restaurant-quality bowl of hot ramen sourced from a famous Tokyo shop in real time.
It's literally cooking inside the box.
Yep, it boils the noodles, heats the broth, and dispenses a perfectly hot bowl of soup. You can stand in the hallway and eat a hot meal cooked by a vending machine.
That's so cool. And for dessert, we have the cookie and cream omusubi cake.
This is a quintessential example of Japanese creative food design playing with your expectations.
It looks exactly like a traditional onigiri, right?
Exactly. A triangular rice ball wrapped in dark green seaweed.
But the seaweed is actually a dark crepe colored with cocoa or bamboo charcoal, and the inside isn't rice and salmon. It's a soft, sweet sponge cake layered with cookies and cream.
It is visual trickery in the best way possible.
And we can't forget the character machines. There are vending machines packed with exclusive Haneda-only merchandise for Pokemon, Disney, and Tamaka toy cars.
You can literally buy a Pikachu plushie dressed as an airline pilot or a flight attendant right out of a machine on your way to the gate.
If we synthesize what all these vending machines represent, it connects back to a core Japanese philosophy. Omotenashi.
Omotenashi, the concept of deep anticipatory hospitality.
Usually we associate hospitality with human interaction, a deep bow, a warm greeting, a carefully prepared meal by a chef.
Right, but at Haneda, they have engineered omotenashi into the automated retail.
How so?
They understand that not every traveler has the time to sit down at Surtanten for a bowl of udon. By offering these high-quality, whimsical, and perfectly maintained machines, they ensure that even a traveler sprinting to their gate can still experience a moment of joy, discovery, and high-quality service.
It's hospitality delivered through infrastructure.
Exactly. And that infrastructure completely changes the calculus of your travel day.
Let's look at the grand takeaway here, especially in light of the 2026 tax-free rule changes.
Historically, arriving 3 to 4 hours early was a defensive strategy.
You did it out of fear of the security line, fear of traffic, fear of missing your flight.
But Haneda flips that entirely. Because of Face Express and the integrated customs kiosks, the friction of the actual travel logistics is largely gone.
The lines move fast. You aren't stressed. So what do you do with those extra 3 hours while you wait for your tax refund?
You explore the 17th century Cypress Bridge, the volcanic hot springs with views of Mount Fuji, the robotic cafes serving beef curry,
The Wagyu beef, the hot ramen vending machines. Arriving at Haneda early is no longer a chore you have to endure.
It is a highly recommended offensive travel strategy. You are actively adding a half day of unique, high-quality experiences to your itinerary.
Haneda isn't just a place to catch a flight, it is the first and last great highlight of Japan. It's a complete paradigm shift.
The airport isn't the penalty you pay for traveling, it's part of the reward.
Which leaves us with a fascinating juxtaposition to consider regarding the identity of the country itself.
I think about that contrast a lot.
You step out of the face express lane, where a highly advanced algorithm has mapped the skeletal geometry of your face using infrared light with terrifying precision. And then you walk straight into a wooden replica of an Edo-era street to eat a bowl of handmade udon noodles under a paper lantern.
It is the ultimate intersection of surveillance and sanctuary.
So I want to leave you, the listener, with a lingering question to ponder long after this deep dive is over.
Go for it.
If an airport is fundamentally designed to be the very first and the very last impression a traveler has of a nation, what does Haneda's unique blend of hyper-efficient biometric surveillance and deeply restorative, centuries-old hospitality say about the evolving values of modern Japan?
Are they preserving the past through technology? Or softening the harsh edges of the future with tradition?
It's likely a delicate balance of both, serving as a blueprint for how societies might navigate the future without losing their soul.
Maybe it's the only way to build a future that actually feels good to live in.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Keep asking questions, keep looking for the hidden stories behind the places you visit, and keep diving deep into your curiosities. We'll catch you on the next one.